Amid the push for Trump's big, beautiful bill are headwinds coming from some big-name fiscal conservatives. Ron Johnson, Rand Paul, Rick Scott, all publicly frustrated with a reconciliation bill that the Congressional Budget Office claims is going to add to our national debt. Now, the White House claims the CBO is wrong on that. We're going to get to that here in a moment. But in addition to three very popular GOP senators showing frustration, we also have Elon Musk, who's one of the most important people in Trump's orbit. Elon went viral this week when he slammed this bill, claiming it is a budget buster that undermines the work that DOGE is doing.
Disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the DOGE team is doing. I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both.
There you have that. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis actually jumped on Elon's side, tweeting out to see Republicans in Congress cast aside any meaningful spending reductions and, in fact, fully fund things like U.S. aid is demoralizing and represents a betrayal of the voters who elected them. Big statement. He also said this.
Elon Musk went into this DOGE effort. He was getting lampooned. I mean, like they're firebombing his Tesla dealerships, media smearing him relentlessly. His businesses suffered. And yet we have a Republican Congress. And to this day, we're in the end of May, past Memorial Day, and not 1 cent in DOGE cuts have been implemented by the Congress. And I don't think there's any question that DOGE fought the swamp, and so far the swamp has won.
It's interesting because it's easy to love Trump, love the agenda he has, but also at the same time very much agree with what Ron DeSantis just said, what Elon Musk just said, which is what makes this so complicated, right? Those kind of comments, exactly, clearly got the attention of the right people as Republicans push their big, beautiful bill, because the White House announcing today it's quickly putting together a $9.4 billion rescission package, is what they call it, to send over to Speaker Mike Johnson in the coming days. So what's that? Well, these are cuts. It's a cut package that'll codify DOGE's cuts to NPR and to PBS, also major cuts to several ridiculous expenditures of foreign aid, including reducing xenophobia in Venezuela, Sesame Street in Iraq, sedentary migrants in Colombia, and tons and tons and tons more. It's $9.4 billion in cuts being sent to Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, from the White House. So obviously the message was sent very loudly from Elon, from Ron DeSantis. We want to see you guys cutting this government down. Not spending, spending, spending. We just went through 4 years of that. That's what gave us inflation. We want to see some action, and the action is now coming. But what's the real story with the big, beautiful bill, which, of course, is aside from the rescission package? We've had guests who come on this show quite often, some of our favorite people, and they give it to us very straight, and they have some real issues with this bill. For the past couple of weeks, we've spoken to Chip Roy, Ron Johnson, Rand Paul, fiscal hawks who say not nearly enough is being done to cut the level of spending that gave us such crippling inflation. Here was Ron Johnson just last week.
You're missing the forest that's on fire for the twigs and leaves, quite honestly. I mean, we're going to spend $89 trillion over the next 10 years, taking about $67 trillion in revenue. So that's $22 trillion added to our national debt, taking it from 37 to 59 trillion. This bill, by my calculation, you can dispute it, add another $4 trillion. It doesn't solve the problem. It exacerbates the problem.
So again, easy to be quite understanding of his position in this thing as well. The CBO claims that this non-discretionary big beautiful bill is going to add $3.8 trillion to our deficits and to our debt over the next 10 years. Now, Peter Navarro is going to contest that claim here in just a moment. But regardless, there is clearly frustration that more is not being done to curb spending. Americans that voted for Trump look at that big, nasty government in Washington and want to get it slashed to bits. That's part of what we so viscerally love about Trump, is that he hates the government as much as we do. This bill makes tax cuts from 2017 permanent. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Very good things, right? Tired of spending and sending so much money to Washington, this helps alleviate a lot of that, enhances what we saw in 2017 from that first tax cut from Trump. It ramps up defense spending, which most MAGA people support as well. We need to have a strong military. That's very core to what government should be doing. One of the functions we should keep is a strong military, of course. It adds a huge pile of money for deportations, for the wall, and for border security. Also things that most MAGA Republicans, most Trump voters fully support. You have to fix what Joe Biden just did to the country for 4 years. And at the same time, it works to kick illegals off of Medicaid and add work requirements to weed out welfare hustlers in this country. Very many able-bodied people in this country, young people that sit around collecting your money when they could be working. And it works to get rid of that as well. The bill is critical to achieving Trump's broad agenda, but part of that agenda was also cutting out of control government spending, which is what has decimated our net worths over the last few years, decimated our quality of life, why it's so hard to afford everything, why so many Americans have such high household debt, so much credit card debt, everything else. Here was the president earlier this afternoon.
I'm not happy about certain aspects of it, but I'm thrilled by other aspects of it. That's the way they go. It's very big. It's the big, beautiful bill. But the beautiful is because of all of the things we have. The biggest thing being, I would say, the level of tax cutting that we're going to be doing. We're going to make people really be able to. We'll have the lowest tax rate we've ever had in the history of our country, and tremendous amounts of benefit are going to the middle-income people of our country, low and middle-income people of our country.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt tonight on Newsmax.